Hello and welcome back to Art Book Reviews. This will be episode 26. I promised in the last episode that I would bring out the big guns. And this is what I consider the royalty of art books. Monster Hunter illustrations. And I've got all three of them here. I took so long to get to these books because I felt if I put the biggest, best ones out here straight away, it was kind of take away from all the others. This is why I invented the tier system. This is a tier 4. These are as their top end, and these are so top end. It really lowered the scores of all the other art books. Interesting enough, this was 25, this was 30, this was 35. Now, the average price for these are around £75. You're looking at around $100 if you're in America. They're very expensive now for an art book. But yet, I would, if a brand new one, if Illustrations 4 came out, and it's same kind of size and quality of these, I would gladly pay significantly more, probably in the 50s, if not 60s, for a brand new art book. Just to make the facts known, Illustrations 1 covers the generation. If you don't know, Monster Hunter is separated into generations. It's currently 5. The 5th one has just ended. If they do announce Monster Hunter 6 in the Tokyo Game Show this year, please, for the 25th anniversary, I believe, for Monster Hunter. That'll be also Generation 6. So this one covers Generation 1 and 2. So Monster Hunter 1, 2, portable and portable second. Monster Illustrations 2 covers Generation 3, which is Tri Ultimate, and portable third. And then Illustrations 4 covers Illustrations 3 covers Generation 4, it's a bit confusing. So Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate and some other side ones. Interestingly enough, Monster Hunter World does have its own individual art book. Monster Hunter World, sorry, has its own individual art book. So, given that, and so does Rise and Iceborne, so all three have their own individual art books. So that probably means we won't get Illustrations 4 unless they decide to do one for All the Frontier, which is the Japanese exclusive online, which went on for many years and covers so much. I mean, to us, Illustration Handbook could probably be up here if it was a do one for that. But enough rambling. Let's get into these. These are amazing matters. Both the first two are softbacks. The third one being a hardback. I was originally worried that this would snap when bent over, but they've actually done the spine quite well. Mostly. But I'll get into that when we get to that book. So, we start off with some basic, nice little picture, concept art stuff, some really lovely pictures. I love that picture, and really nice pictures. These are advertisement kind of pictures, but really cool illustrations. Get past that, we get some monster pictures, and here we go. This is the bits that I really like. The fact that we've got the monster here, and we have descriptions about why it's got blue fur and all this lot, and the changes it makes when it's angered, and the some of it does different stances. The ecology of this dragon. I don't remember the Gaia dragon, but I started off with Tri, admittedly. So most of this book is completely new to me. Well, when I bought it was new to me. So seeing this, kind of got to see the games. It's quite fascinating. I'm tempted to pick up the PS2 games, although we'll see. Maybe at some point, maybe for nostalgic kind of sense. So let's skip it forward. You get quite a lot of monster stuff. Then we get occasionally some of these like really nice like sketch work stuff. I love this kind of where the early stages and steps of how they've done stuff. Look at that. Wonderful artworks. And just seeing how look at the detailed line work you'd have to do for that. So, trying to think. Some early designs of stuff. And this is the thing I really love, and why I think these are the top art books, is the amount of detail and description you get for all the pieces of concept and the characters and stuff, why they made this decision, why they made that decision. Also, like, well, less about decisions, but more about, it's got this kind of style, structure, it lives in this area, so it makes gear out of this thing and survives by doing that, it gives you a nice little detailed background into the monster and really helps you understand the design and why they made certain things. It's kind of fascinating to see. So let's skip it more ahead. So I don't even know if it's a monster, because I didn't play. This might be a one we never made it to the game. I'm not entirely sure, because he's not appeared in the game since, to my knowledge. If he did appear for him, that tells you it's an idea. So yeah. So seeing the various different types of monster ideas they had is great, and if you are a budding designer, it's actually quite good for you, even if you don't care about the monster series, because seeing how develop certain aspects can really nice. Can really help you understand what you might have to do. At least I did. I found this really useful when I was doing my course on game development. It actually helped me more than some teachers did. That's for certain. Lecturers get a bit of interest in the armor stuff. Now, normally in other art books, I've complained about the size. Now I give an exception to this because there are so many armors in Monster Hunter, so many weapons, that you can't do a big giant detailed page for the armor, but you do get enough from different ones. You do get like all different sides and stuff. You get some of them don't have information, some do a little bit, not so much. It's a shame they've just got numbers and we don't have like even the names of some of these, which is quite sad, because I'd like to look up the in-game version of some of these, because they're just quite cool to look at. So let's skip ahead a bit more, because there was one I would like to show you. This is quite cool. There we go. So this is so cool, seeing the big giant breakdown of some of their ideas which never made it into the game, like this cocoon armor, which never made it in. And the idea was, I guess, you upgrade it, and as you upgraded it, it would eventually metamorphose into the butterfly armor, which, fun as a butterfly armor, became a real armor, because it's quite a popular one, the butterfly armor. I think in one of the games it was actually end tier. But seeing the cancelled ideas, this Valkyrie armor and stuff, why they cancelled the amount of detail went into some of these, it's crazy, and it's just a bit sad that I didn't actually finish them off, or I never added them. Like, fun spot, this one, the guy apparently went crazy with him. Added stuff about alchemic sciences, and like, the dev there saying, when do we have that in the game? So someone went a bit crazy with the designs. But seeing that and the breakdown of them, just amazing. These are really cool. Just the amount of information you get in here about it, really nice. Greatly appreciate it. Sure, we don't get it for more of them, but I understand they can't get it for all, I guess. But we do get it for quite a few, which, especially the cancelled ones, always nice to know why ones are cancelled and never implemented. Which is always a bit annoying if you get an art book and it has these really cool designs and then it's not in the game and it doesn't say why. So a bit of description about why is always quite cool. We've got some NPC stuff. It's always nice. Now I've got the weapon stuff, and as I said before about the armor stuff. Again, understand the cap, make them too big because too many of them, but they've got numbers. What makes one have got numbers next to them? So I'm expecting like some kind of museum-ish kind of thing where here's a number next to the item, and at the bottom you've got a bar which just has, this is this item. It's a ball from this era, and it was used for this. We believe it probably used for this due to these markings. No, we've just got numbers, no names, nothing, no information, which is a massive shame. It was just a number, even if it was just a name or the type of weapon. That'd be great. It's just a shame. These all cancelled ones, no. So there's staff comments here and there. That's called something else, I think, normally, but oof. That's creepy as all hell. Let's see. I believe there was something to point out. Get the character out there. Illustrations. Now this is really cool. It's kind of sketches and stuff about some of the items that you pick up in the game and information about them. Quite a nice little touch. Yeah. I don't expect. And again, a crap ton of logos in one page, but most of these are very basic and just same colours. So who wants to see massive versions of them? And in game, these are very, very small icons anyway, so I'm not surprised that there's no big versions of them, and they're quite simple. So, and there's a bit of the games for this one. What's in this book? I think got some very nice pages. And then this is really cool. Now this is something, if you watched any of my other videos, will know I absolutely love. We get in sketches for designs and creatures and stuff, and there's a lot. You've got a lot of sketch pages here. And it's just brilliant, you know. It's like everything I want in an art book. You've got bits of everything. You've got some detailed descriptions about things. You've got sketch works. Is it perfect? No, but nothing is. But this is as close as you're gonna get probably in a video game art book. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It's amazing, it really is. And I'll just briefly go through a second one very quickly. The second one I would consider the weakest of the three, simply because it's got less text detail and information about things. It is a bit bigger and heavier than the first one, surprisingly, and that's one generation. And generation 3 I think was the smallest generation. So you're seeing you got some artworks here and there, quite small, unfortunately. You got the monsters, you've got stuff, you got the stuff, you've got some breakdowns every now and then, but you don't have as much as the second one, but you do get some here and there. bit of information. Triax is the closest to my heart in some ways, just because it was the first Monster Hunter game I ever had. I had to go off it and come back again because I didn't initially understand how it worked initially. As you can see, it's mostly similar to the first one, just with less descriptions, unfortunately, but more or less the same. And then you get to the end and you get the sketches, just like the first one. Yeah, brilliant. I still rate that still a 4. You know, it's not as detailed as it could be. It's still an absolutely amazing art book. So, where you're gonna snap the spine, but thankfully it's a lot more sturdy than you think. I've got my gala there. That's something I want to show, I think. So again, some bits of information about some of his creatures, some of the design bits. That's quite cool. Some information, which is always nice. As you can see, the spine goes, or maybe not, the spine goes flat, so it should be fine, so you can flip through it without actually causing damage, which is really good, because too many other hardback art books are too quick to break if you try turning the pages, which is kind of problematic. What was it that I wanted to show? There was something somewhere. Here's a bit more detail about some of the fins, how it moves, which is always quite nice. Some creatures here. So again, it is more like the first one, a lot more detailed about information, which is really good. This one, it tells you the names of the weapons, does it? I think it does. No, it just tells you whether it's high rank or not. Yeah. To the point, it should tell me the name. Yeah. But they have bigger versions of the weapons, interestingly enough. So you can see a bit more detail, which is quite nice. Injections. Very nice picture of the weapons. Let's skip a bit forward. Quite a lot of weapons. And I get some the armor stuff, which is very nice. Again, bigger versions of the one, but you're only getting mainly front stuff. But still quite good to see him. Forget how many hammers are in this game. So many. Some crazy designs for hammers and Monster Hunter. Absolutely awesome stuff. So this is an interesting one. So we got this here, and I don't remember this one in the game. It's quite cool armor. So I don't know if it was never implemented or not. If it is, I'd like to know which armor it is. It's really cool. So you've got the edgelord version now, which is quite funny. So you got more of the armor stuff, you got more of the fins, and you've got a bit of NPC breakdown, which is very nice. And you may have to fight me on this one, but I believe Monster Hunter 4 had the best NPCs. They're far more interesting, but more personality to them. Like she doesn't like monsters. She really likes monsters, so her appearance, how she handles the talk shift or slay quests is a little bit different to when you do harvest ones, for example. Like subtle things like that. I find the last guildie for the world sometimes a bit annoying, but I liked the 4 guilder. I liked quite a lot of the NPCs in 4. And the fact that they actually were sometimes in the levels well with you is quite cool. Story wise, one way to save one of them from the Gormagala. So we've got more like NPC related artwork, more gear stuff. I think some of this is DLC stuff. Yeah. And then once again, we have the wonderful sketch part, which I always adore. Absolutely amazing. I will point out that I think it's halfway through this one. I think. See if I can find it. Oh, might as well point this out as well. Funny hats when someone was bald at one point. Yeah. Probably not the best to have some of these hats. Although saying that, some of them, like the Kezim shark ones, actually have probably been perfectly acceptable. So I don't know where it was. It was somewhere around halfway through this book. I noticed an issue. I think. Am I thinking there were no? I think I'm thinking of the art book. It was no issue with this one. It's the next art book I'm covering. But that is Monster Hunter Illustrations 1, 2, and 3. A massive, hefty art books here. You're getting a crap ton for your money, both in the amount of pages you get and the quality of what you get. You can't go wrong with one of these art books, and to be fair, I don't think any Monster Hunter art books. So as I said before, if you're a Monster Hunter fan, this is a must-have. If you're an art book fan for video games, must-have. And if you just want to have something which helps you maybe understand a little bit of the design process and visually guide a little bit of detail, definitely get either the first or third one. Some of that information is quite cool, and some of the monster ones actually helped me think of my own monsters when I was designing for a game, how they, taught me about the ecology. I found that useful, mainly because most of I found online for design stuff, it's either really basic, very generic, or just went straight over my head. So a nice middle ground was quite good. Yeah, that is the true tier 4s that I made a tier system for. What can I say other than amazing? So, until next time, goodbye.